because these are books that I genuinely love. You feel happy, nervous, heartbroken, hopeful, sometimes all in one chapter. And then when you close the book at the very end, you just sit there and think, wow, that was something. There are so many books out there, thousands published every year. And finding one that truly feels like yours can be really overwhelming. Today I'm going to do a book recommendation video, and I'm so excited about this one because these are books that I genuinely love, not just liked or thought were fun. I mean books that I think about long after I finished them. Before I get into the list, I want to share what I personally think makes a great book. For me, a great book is the one that puts you fully into its world, where you forget you are even reading. Your emotion shifts with the story. You feel happy, nervous, heartbroken, hopeful, sometimes all in one chapter. And then when you close the book at the very end, you just sit there and think, wow, that was something. That feeling is what I'm always chasing as a reader. So today I try to pick one book from different genres: romance, memoir, literary fiction, classic, and fantasy. So hopefully there is something here for everyone. There is no ranking here. All of these books hold a special place in my heart in their own way. I hope you find at least one favorite from this list. So let's get started. The first book is a romance that I read a few years ago, and I still think about it to this day. The story and the writing both stayed with me in a way that I didn't expect. The book is Thank You for Listening by Whelan. So here is the premise. The main character was once on the path to becoming a film actress until a tragic accident changed everything, and she had to restart her life. She becomes an audiobook narrator, which she actually loves, and it gives her the stability to take care of her grandmother, who she adores. Then one day she gets a request to narrate the last romance novel from a beloved author. But the catch is she has to record it with the most mysterious, secretive male narrator in the industry. And of course, things get complicated from here. What I love about this book is that it's so much more than a typical romance. It has this funny, sharp wit, but it also has emotion depth. One thing I will add, because Julia Whelan is herself a real-time audiobook narrator, the whole inside look at that world feels incredibly authentic. If you have ever listened to audiobooks and wondered what goes on behind the scenes, this book is fascinating. I actually also listened to the audiobook version, which she narrates herself, and it's just the chef's kiss. This is a great pick if you want something warm, funny, emotionally satisfying, and a little bit surprising. The next one is a recent read, and it's been getting a lot of attention lately. It's a memoir. It's called Strangers, A Memoir of Marriage by Belle. I enjoyed this book so much. Memoirs are a genre I've grown to love more and more recently, and this one hit differently. There is something so powerful about reading someone's real story. The vulnerability it takes to put your own life on the page like that. Without giving too much away, this is a deeply honest look at the complexity of a long-term relationship, the way two people can share a life and sometimes still feels like strangers to each other. It made me think about communication and how we grow and change, and what it actually means to know someone. If you enjoy memoirs or are just curious about trying one for the first time, this is a really good place to start. It's personal but also deeply relatable. Another book I read this year, and this one is so cozy. It's The Correspondent by Virginia Evans. What makes this book so special is its format. The entire story is told through letters. Every single page is a letter between characters, and somehow that makes everything feel so much more intimate. You are reading someone else's personal words, their private thoughts, and there is a warmth to that I found absolutely beautiful. I remember reading this one curled up with a cup of tea, and it just felt so perfect. The pacing is gentle, the writing is lovely, and the emotion payoff as you piece everything together through the letters is incredibly satisfying. If you like slow, cozy reads that feel like wrapping yourself in a blanket, this one is for you. I highly recommend. Now for something a bit more literary. This is one of the most unforgettable books I've ever read. It's The Door by Magda Szabó. The story follows the main character, I don't remember her name, and her housekeeper, an old woman named Amaranth. The novel follows their relationship over 20 years. And on the surface, that might not sound like much, but trust me, it is extraordinary. Amaranth is one of the greatest characters I've ever encountered in fiction. She's fierce, eccentric, deeply private. No one is allowed into her home. And slowly, as the main character earns her trust, you start to learn who Amaranth really is, what she's been through, and why she guards herself so fiercely. It's devastating in the most beautiful way. The book is about loyalty, guilt, betrayal, class, and what it means to truly know another person. I feel completely in love with Amaranth. That's honestly the main reason I recommend this book. She's just such a powerful, complex, real feeling human being. I have not stopped thinking about her since I finished it. This is a translated book, so if you haven't read much in translation before, this is the one I highly recommend. The last but absolutely not least, a fantasy series. This is one I read many years ago, and it completely blew me away. It's the Mistborn series by Brandon Sanderson. I've read the first three books, The Final Empire, The Veil of Ascension, and The Hero of Ages, and they are magnificent. The world Sanderson builds is unlike anything I've read before. The story is set in a land where ash constantly falls from the sky, and the thick mist covers everything. At night, it's ruled by an immortal tyrant called the Lord Ruler, who has been in power for 1,000 years. The magic system is based on swallowing and burning different metals, each of which gives a different supernatural power. It sounds strange, but it is so brilliantly designed and incredibly fun to read. The main character is a young woman named Whelan, a street thief who discovers she has rare magical abilities, and she gets put into a plot to overthrow the empire. It has everything: epic action, political intrigue, unexpected twists, and genuinely emotional characters arcs. I have to be honest with you, these books are huge. I remember carrying them on the subway and getting some looks, but I didn't care because I could not put them down. Once you are in, you are in. The payoff at the end of the trilogy is one of the most satisfying conclusions I've ever experienced in a fantasy series. So if you love epic fantasy, or even if you have never tried it and want to start with something genuinely great, Mistborn is the one. So there are my 5 picks to recap quickly. The first one is a romance, Thank You for Listening by Julia Whelan. The second one is a memoir, Strangers, A Memoir of Marriage by Belle. And the next one is a cozy literary fiction, The Correspondent by Virginia Evans. The next one, a classic literary fiction, The Door by Magda Szabó. And the last one, Mistborn by Brandon Sanderson. I really hope one of these jumps out at you. Reading is such a personal thing. Sometimes a book finds you at exactly the right moment and just changes you a little. I hope that happens with one of these. If you have already read one of these, let me know in the comments. I would love to talk about them. And if you end up picking one up because of this video, please come back and tell me what you thought. That honestly makes my day. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you in the next one. Bye. I don't know if I can find my way out. I'm stuck in a prison of doubt.